What if I told you that the way we've been taught to think about menopause in the West is completely backwards? What if menopause isn't a medical problem to solve, but a powerful transition to celebrate? I'm Dr. Leona Allen, and today we're taking a journey around the world to discover how different cultures honor menopause, not as decline, but as renewal, liberation, and wisdom. Because here's what I've learned: the language we use shapes our experience. And if we're told menopause means failure, that's exactly how it will feel. But what if we chose a different story? What if menopause was your second spring? Stay with me, because what you're about to hear might completely transform how you see this transition. Welcome to the Heal Deal Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Leona Allen, and I'm here to help you achieve more freedom in your health and your life. I'm the founder of Freedom Health Systems, and I've been a licensed chiropractor and wellness coach for over 2 decades. I've helped men, women, and children transform their lives by removing the physical, chemical, and emotional barriers to natural healing. Every week, I'll be taking you on a journey where you will discover the real truth behind what it takes to heal your mind, body, and soul. Allow me to be your guide as you travel this road to renewed health and a new life. It's time to make a deal with yourself to heal yourself. Please keep in mind that this podcast is for educational purposes only and not to be used as a replacement for medical diagnosis or treatment. With that said, let's begin. Let's start with what most of us have been taught. In Western medicine, we use terms like estrogen deficiency, ovarian failure, hormonal decline, and the end of fertility. Even the word menopause itself comes from the Greek roots meaning cessation of monthly cycles. It's framed as an ending. And here's the thing: when you're constantly told something is failing, declining, or ending, how are you supposed to feel empowered during that transition? You can't. So women walk through perimenopause and menopause feeling broken, believing their bodies have betrayed them, accepting symptoms as inevitable because this is just what happens when you get older. But here's what fascinates me as both a healthcare practitioner and as a woman. This is not how the rest of the world sees menopause. Let me take you on a journey. Our first stop is Japan, where menopause is called konenki. And here's what that word actually means: renewal, regeneration, energy. The Japanese refer to menopause as second spring, a time when life blooms again, when wisdom emerges, when women step into a new phase of power and purpose. Think about that imagery for a moment. Spring, rebirth, new beginnings. Not ending, beginning. In Japanese culture, women who reach menopause are entering their season of wisdom. The energy they once directed toward fertility and raising children is now redirected toward personal growth, community leadership, and spiritual development. And here's what's remarkable. Research shows that Japanese women report significantly fewer menopausal symptoms than Western women. Is it purely biological? Or does that cultural framework, the way they're taught to view this transition, actually shape their physical experience? I believe both. When you're told you're entering into your second spring, you approach it with anticipation instead of dread. You prepare for renewal instead of bracing for decline. What if you start thinking about your menopause as your second spring? How would that change things? Midlife changes aren't just in your head. If you've been told it's normal to feel exhausted after a full night's sleep, to watch belly fat appear out of nowhere, to fight brain fog and mood swings while being told everything looks fine, you've been misled. The truth is, your metabolism has fundamentally changed. Your hormones are in transition, and the old rules no longer apply. That's why I created the Metabolic Reset Summit, Menopause Mastery. I brought together leading experts in hormones, metabolism, and midlife health to give you the real answers you've been searching for. Here's what you'll learn in the summit: why perimenopause and menopause trigger metabolic chaos and how to calm it, how to stop insulin resistance from sabotaging your energy and weight, and the strategies women over 40 are using to reclaim their energy, lose stubborn weight, and think clearly again. You don't have to settle for feeling dismissed, broken, or stuck. Your reset starts now. Go to the metabolicresetsummit.com to get access. I'll see you there. Let's travel to India, where menopause brings something many Western women can only dream of: liberation. In traditional Indian culture, particularly in places like Rajasthan, menopause marks a woman's entry into a new social status. After menopause, women gain freedoms they didn't have before. They can interact more openly in society. They're no longer bound by certain social restrictions. They become respected elders whose wisdom is sought and valued. They gain a voice in family and community decisions. Menopause isn't seen as losing something, it's gaining something: freedom, respect, authority. Think about that contrast. While Western women are told they're becoming less than, Indian culture says they're becoming more. And here's what I find beautiful. In many Indian communities, older women are celebrated, not invisible. They're not pushed to the margins, they're brought to the center as keepers of wisdom and tradition. What would it feel like to view your menopause as liberation, your graduation into elder status, your moment to step into your full power? In Chinese medicine and philosophy, menopause is viewed as a profound rebirth. The energy that a woman's body once devoted to fertility, to creating and nurturing new life, is now redirected inward, not lost, redirected. This energy becomes available for personal well being, spiritual growth, creative pursuits, deepening wisdom. Traditional Chinese medicine approaches menopause not as a hormone deficiency to fix, but as a transition that requires rebalancing. It's about harmony, bringing the body back into alignment with this new life phase. There's no sense of failure here, no pathology, just transition, just transformation. And this perspective leads to very different treatment approaches. Instead of viewing symptoms as problems to suppress, Chinese medicine asks, what is out of balance and how do we restore harmony? It's a completely different paradigm. What if instead of fighting your body, you worked with it to find new balance? What if menopause wasn't something to fix, but something to flow through? In many African cultures, menopause brings spiritual awakening and elevated status. Women who reach menopause are often celebrated in ceremonies. They're honored for their life experiences, their contributions to community, and their accumulated wisdom. They become the wise elders, the ones younger generations turn to for guidance. They're given more freedom, more voice, and often spiritual responsibilities. Menopause isn't an ending, it's an elevation. And we see similar patterns across other cultures. In Scandinavian countries, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, aging and menopause are viewed as positive, expected, and manageable transitions. These societies value their elders, and menopause is just another natural chapter. And among Native Americans, menopause signals entry into elder status, bringing greater voice, respect, and sometimes spiritual responsibilities to women. Do you see the pattern here? Across the globe, menopause is honored as a gateway to wisdom, to freedom, to power, to respect. Only in the West have we medicalized it into a problem. So here's my question for you. Which story do you want to believe? The Western medical model that says you're failing and declining? Or the global wisdom that says you're entering your second spring, your liberation, your rebirth? Because here's the truth: you get to choose. Yes, the physical changes are real. The symptoms are real. The metabolic shifts are real. But the meaning you assign to them, that's completely up to you. And that meaning shapes everything: how you experience symptoms, how you treat your body, how you show up in the world during this transition. I'm not saying you should ignore symptoms or pretend everything is perfect. That's not what these other cultures do either. What they do is honor the transition while addressing what needs attention. They support women through the changes without pathologizing the entire process. And that's exactly why I created the Metabolic Reset Summit Menopause Mastery. I'm bringing together world leading experts who understand both the science and the wisdom of this transition. People who can help you address the real metabolic and hormonal shifts while honoring this as a powerful life stage, because you deserve both evidence based solutions and a framework that empowers you. Here's what I want you to take away from this episode. First, pay attention to the language you use about menopause. Words matter. Stories matter. When you catch yourself thinking, my body is failing or I'm declining, pause. Ask yourself, what if this is my second spring? What if this is my liberation? Second, look for the gifts in this transition. What are you gaining? What wisdom are you stepping into? What freedoms are opening up? Third, join us at the Metabolic Reset Summit. It's designed to help you navigate this transition with both science and wisdom, because you deserve to thrive during your second spring, not just survive it. The Japanese call it konenki, renewal and regeneration. What will you call it? I'll see you at the summit. And until then, embrace your second spring, embrace your power, embrace your wisdom. And until next time, go out there and achieve more freedom in your health and your life. Take care. Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you enjoyed the show, seal the deal to heal by leaving a review, subscribing to the podcast, and sharing with a friend. Thanks again, and we'll continue the journey next week.